The Burns. 1759 to 1796. Burns Night. Celebrating the life of the Caledonian Baird. 6 poems. Stories of Burns' life. 1759 to 1796. Burns Land, Burns the Farmer. Burns was born in Alloway, 1759. He lived in his father's house near Alloway. Burns lived in 4 farms, Mount Oliphant Farm, Lochlie Farm, Mossagiel Farm, all in Ayrshire, and Ellisland Farm near where Burns lived with Jean and his children at Milbury Vinnell, Dumfries, 1791 to 1796. Robert Burns 1759 to 96, born, 25th of January. His father's house, the Old Clay Big Gin, Alloway, near Ayr. Alloway, 1759 to 1787. A town south of Ayr. Burns, the ploughman poet, farmed from 1766 to 1791. Mount Oliphant Farm, 1766 to 1777, south of Ayr and Kilmarnock. The town of Ayr 1759 to 1787. The young Burns, Burns the writer of letters. Burns 1772 learned the art of communication by letter writing at a young age. Such a form of communication was common amongst high society, royalty, intellectuals, and the government. It was also used by Burns of communicating his feelings on a number of levels, including wooing high society women, and repairing broken relationships. Lochlie Farm, 1777 to 1784, close to both Ayr and Kilmarnock. Irvine 1781, north of Ayr, a busy, interesting and dangerous, coastal town. Flax dressing in Irvine, in 1781 Burns moved there to go into business. The mill burned down in a fire. Mossagiel Farm, 1784 to 1787, east of Kilmarnock, near Morchline. Morchline 1784 to 1787. Jean Armour 1784, Burns met her in Morchline, near Mossagiel Farm at a dance. Morchline, 1784. To a Mouse, written 1785. (1786), A Life in 1 Year. Marriage and Dissolution, Burns and Jamaica, the Kilmarnock edition, Penance and Meeting High Society. Jamaica, Burns get out of jail card, 1786. Burns made a mistake marrying Jean without her father's consent. He destroyed the marriage document. If Burns went to court he would face imprisonment. Burns was preparing to flee to Jamaica, but then Smellie stepped in. Kilmarnock 1786, Smellie published the Kilmarnock edition. A Mad Haggis Tale, to a Haggis, written 1786.
The Joking Haggis Story. When people, who aren't Scots, and quite often in a belligerent way, ask how is a haggis made anyway, I always reply you aren't half lucky to be able to feast on a yummy haggis way tatties and neeps. For the haggis is a wily beast, whose looks quite crazy, and to say the least can scream round a mountain using its wonky feet. But the question to really ask is which one is best to eat. For the haggis beastie is quite distinct, 'cause half the breed of beastie hates the ground, and runs in a fury the wrong way round. Pounding its feet in an anticyclonic way it tries to push the mountains back a day, while the other half have the crazy idea if they run in the direction of the earth's spin, the sudden push will lift them above the ground and trees and bushes, and away from crazy men with their guns and fences. So when you eat your haggis next don't be hasty, and try to decide which one feasts best. And P.S. Don't forget your whiskey.
Burns and the Kirk. Presbyterian penance, 1786, the minister would not allow it. Burns paid penances twice in public at the Kirk. Even so, when Burns tried to sit next to Jean, the minister would not allow it. Many a young girl committed suicide at the hands of the Kirk's policies. Edinburgh 1786, Burns celebrated as the Caledonian Baird, Brother Burns. Burns the Socialite. An Evening at Count Monboddo's. Edinburgh, 1786. Burns and the Drink. A Pub Brawl, 1786. Ellisland Farm, Dumfriesshire, 17. Ellisland Farm, Dumfriesshire, 1787 to 1791. Dumfries, 1787 to 1796. Auld Lang Syne, written 1788. Anges M. La Hose, 1788. He who has seen you, as I have done, and does not love you, deserves to be damned for his stupidity. Cutty Sark's Tam O'Shanter, written 1791.
Tam O'Shanter. Tam O'Shanter is a wicked tale of witches, murderers and spooks as well. Kelpies, warlocks and the ghosts to hoot. Of babies dead a long time ago. Be careful when you read the tale, for hideous nightmares might prevail on your peaceful nightly slumber.
Milbury Vinyl, Dumfries, 1791 to 1796. Burns the Customs and Excise Officer, 1788 to 1796. The Rosemorn, 1792. Boarded by Burns, carronades seized, bought and shipped to the French New Republic. Burns and the Hanoverians. Those who know them best hate them the most. Bonnie Prince Charlie enters Edinburgh after the Battle of Prestonpans, 1745. 38 years after the Act of Union. William Wallace, 1270 to 1305. Robert the Bruce, 1274 to 1329. Scott's What Ha, written 1793, after speech given at Bannockburn 1314. Burns and the Rape of the Sabine Women. An Evening Gone Wrong, at Maria Riddell's, the enactment of the Rape of the Sabine Women. 1794. Maria Riddell, 1794. Farewell then. 84. First of friends. And most accomplished. Of woman. Even with all your little caprices. A Red, Red Rose, written 1794. Burns Local, The Globe Inn, Dumfries, 1791 to 1796.
of nature and man. She, that is nature, makes a man, and having brought him to ripe age, she will no longer run the risk of losing such a wonder at a blow. So she detaches from him a new self, that the kind may be safe from accidents to which the individual is exposed. So when the soul of the poet has come to ripeness of thought, she detaches and sends away from it its poems and songs, a fearless, sleepless, deathless progeny, which is not exposed to the accidents of the weary kingdom of time. A fearless, vivacious offspring clad with wings, which carry them fast and far and fix them irrecoverably into the hearts of humans. These wings are the beauty of the poet's soul. Emerson, 1883.
The end.